Good evening, everyone, and welcome to News and Views with Bella. I'm your host, Bella. Tonight we have a few special guests. We're gonna let them introduce themselves.
We starting with the goat. All right. Nah, but my name is Adrian White. I'm just a man who tries to get it right. Husband, father, big beautiful blended family. And I also happen to be a therapist. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. Like, why y'all laughing at me? Licensed clinical addiction specialist, and I'm a certified clinical supervisor, specialized in working with men and young boys, as well as married couples and relationship counseling.
And my name is Maurice Harvey. I am a licensed clinical social worker as well. And I actually just applied to become an LCAS, right? So addiction, mental health, working with youth, adolescent, adults, couples, across the spectrum of mental illness. And really the same way Adrian said, man, I'm a regular guy as well. I just happen to go to school, get some degrees so that I can have a better understanding and support people who are trying to figure it out differently.
Right quick, I can give you a discount on some supervision, what I'm saying, for that LCAS, my boy. You know what I mean? We can talk. We can talk.
We definitely gonna talk. Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to get that bag.
Yo, so
You just had to plug it in.
he had to plug it. I mean,
You
I
had to
get
plug
it. I
it.
get it.
Mhm.
So I'm Jerome Triplin II. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. So a little bit different. We see things a little bit differently, just a little bit. The cool thing about me, I work with couples. I work with individuals. I do a lot of marriage work, couple work. I see people who are practicing ethical non-monogamy, people who are fall under the BDSM and kink umbrella, the LGBTQ plus umbrella. So I do a lot of work with that. A lot of people who are neurodivergent. I'm neurodivergent. I'm neurospicy myself. So, just kind of making sure working with the peoples, and providing the services. And like they said, just a regular guy, just got a degree and know a little stuff.
Hey Bella, I know this your show, right? But give me a second though, because he said this to me earlier when we was downstairs. Can you talk a little bit about neurospicy?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask that.
I know
Beat
that's
me
your
to it,
song.
'cause- and I hope I didn't show the confusion on my face.
She
when
was
he
looking
said
like,
it.
what is that?
I'm really interested in what
Like
you know what
neuro,
that is.
got it, but
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
spicy piece.
Yeah.
Because it's neurodivergency. So with neurodivergency, what a lot of people are trying to get the world to understand is that our brains work and operate a little bit differently. So yes, we operate in the mental health space, and we have a lot of in the mental health spaces working on disorders or clinical diagnosis of to basically say you have a mental health condition. With neurodivergency, it's not really a condition; it's just how your brain works. And so you have ADHD, you have giftedness, you have autism
Mhm.
in that spectrum, and then you also have like dyslexia and the other tinges of the autism spectrum in there. So people who have been diagnosed as ADHD, who've been diagnosed, a lot of people don't even understand if you've been diagnosed as gifted, you fall under that spectrum. Because giftedness is like the good kid, and then like ADHD is the redhead stepchild, and then autism is like that kid they want to lock in the basement. You know what I mean? So all of them fall under the umbrella of neurodivergency, and what like a lot of people like myself, we just call ourselves neurospicy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, they introduced themselves, but they are the Black Male Therapists of Charlotte. That's the name of their company. They are on Facebook, and they are going to tell us a little bit about it. So, for each of you, what inspired you guys to become a therapist?
I'm gonna let the founder go first.
Go.
So what inspired me or called me towards being a therapist? So I spent I'm gonna get a short version, right? I spent a lot of years in mental health space, from 2006 to 2013. Just working in group homes, community-based work, and that kind of deal. Being a Black man with a social work degree, I didn't want to work for DSS. I didn't want to be a kid snatcher. I didn't want to, like all of those, typical things that you hear about what a social worker does. And so I wanted to be an asset to the community. I wanted to be an advocate to the community. And so that's the kind of work that I did. That's the space I landed in. And as I was doing it, I continued to see a lot of generational trauma. And where I'm from the country, so we call them generational curses, multi-generational living, the next generation making the same decisions that the generation before them made, that led them down negative paths. And I was told that two things around becoming, doing without the work that I'm doing. One, in order to get more money, I needed to get a master's degree and become a therapist. But the other piece of it for me was I never really wanted to be a therapist for the title. I understood that a piece of paper, and I hate that we live in a society where a piece of paper kind of qualifies you, but you can't qualify the call. Like this is my passion. I've been doing it since I was a kid, supporting people in a negative and hurtful and just dark spaces. But I wanted to go get that piece of paper to show the community, if you will, that I was qualified for their eyes for me to get into the spaces, because in order to get into certain spaces, you just got to have the right either connection or the right platform. And for me, the degree and the license was a way for me to continue to impact the community from a different way. So,
Okay.
It's fine. I went first time, so I go last.
All right.
a bunch of men giving directions.
You know what I mean? Going nowhere.
Spicy.
So, all right, for me, the reason I got into mental health, so I was a sex educator for a long time. Been in the sex education space. I've kind of like Maurice, had the calling and didn't know that it was a field at the time. And so one of the things for me, what I noticed is, people will walk up to me and just tell me their whole life story. And it was weird for a minute. And I didn't understand that energy. And I was like, what am I doing that, some random stranger would just talk to me about their life, talk to me about their marriage and things of that nature. And I had no clue who these people were. So, I dabbled in it from the sex education space, yet I got my undergrad in business and marketing and finance. And so I had a taste of it in undergrad. Forget the professor name. She kind of opened my eyes up to the world of psychology, because we had to take psychology for business. And from then on, I was like, I love this, but I was too deep. And I was like, I'm not about to pay for extra schooling. So we just gonna rock this out. And then it kept calling me to the point where in my first marriage, we got to the place where we needed a marriage therapist. We needed a sex therapist, and couldn't find anybody that looked like us, like not one soul. And we would go to these therapists and they just couldn't relate. And, so it was one of those see and feel and situations where I've been doing this work in some capacity. I've worked in group homes. I've done these things. I've worked with the youth. I've done so many different things. Let me go ahead and get my degree. Let me go back. So it was one of those situations where I had to, trust in the faith in the process, go back to school, and, like Maurice said, get the paper to say I can do the things that I've really been doing for a minute and what I already knew I was called to do. Okay. It just took me a while to stop chasing money and actually do what I need to be doing.
That's fire, yo. So, what you about to say? So for me, I ain't want to be a therapist, right? I had, my cousin was going to school down here. I'm from Connecticut. She was at Virginia Union. She was going to transfer to Elizabeth City State University because it was like an hour away from my grandmother. She's like, hey, come to school down here. I'm like, all right, I don't care. Cool. Get down there in school. Didn't know what to major in. My aunt back home was like, hey, major in social work. I'll get you a job. Okay, cool. Majored in social work. Ended up having my oldest daughter, Taylor, it's my baby. So after school, I was a correction officer. So I stayed right there in Elizabeth City. Then Taylor's mom at the time was like, hey, you had a high enough GPA, you can go get your master's from USC and Columbia with the advanced standing program in a year. I'm like, oh, okay. Now at the time, I'm like, all right, I'll apply. Who knows if I'm gonna get in, whatever. Applied, ended up getting in, found out like 2 weeks before classes started. So I had to find like a room on Craigslist for like $275, notebooks, car full of clothes, and a Crown Vic. You know what I mean? White Crown. I miss that car too, man. So right. So even then, as I'm going down there, I still don't even know what opportunities I would have with a master's in social work. I'm thinking DSS, foster care, something like that. But shoot, cool. They paid for it and everything. So I get to my first class. I find it, didn't have no money for books. And it was called like individual interventions or something like that. So I'm sitting there and they just talking and I'm like, so I could be like a therapist with this? And the teacher's like, yeah. I'm like, hold on. So people gonna sit on my couch and I'm gonna tell them that they gonna pay me. And I love to talk anyway, which ironically being a good therapist is more about listening.
You know what I mean? That's the crazy
in my mind. I'm like, what? I'm about to get paid to talk? God, I see you. You know what I'm saying? I see you. And so that's literally how I got into the field, you know, but then lo and behold, I see this is what God always had for me. To what they mentioned, I was always called to it, but it's like God literally put me in a position where now he gave me the letters after my name as well, right? So it's like, okay, you can't challenge me because God told me to do it, but then you also can't challenge me because you see all of these letters I have behind my name. When I say something, you have to at least listen for the most part. So, yeah.
Go hear me out.
Oh my God. So, being a therapist, what challenges did you face entering the profession as a Black man?
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, I think for me, I can specifically, I don't know if it was necessarily challenges, because by the time I got to a place of pursuing my master's, I had already ran businesses, been in corporate America, like, so I knew who I was. And I didn't have a problem, you know, trying to carve out a lane. Like, I stepped in knowing me. And so a lot of times when I entered those spaces, I was a unicorn. You know, people will tell you, you're a unicorn. There's not many people who are Black men in this space. So it was, I came in a time where it was almost like, oh shoot, we need more of you. Let's do what we need to do so we can kind of make sure you matriculate. Because there's a huge need. So I didn't have that struggle in that sense. For me, the struggle was more internal because it was a clash. Being that, and this kind of goes into how I would do therapy now, a lot of the things that you learn about in school come from a very colonized thought process. Yeah. And so for me, and I'm like connected to, you know, my roots and indigenous, you know, roots, it's like this doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, I understand from a clinical standpoint and for a bunch of colonizers who don't look like me, how they came up with these ideas. Yet I think there's a different way to do this. And so a lot of times I will find myself having conversations with professors like, there's got to be a different way. You know, like, I understand like the DSM-5, I won't go deep into that. I understand the need of it. Yet also I don't really think we need to be like, everybody doesn't need a diagnosis. You know, and then that one of those diagnose situation, I started learning that if we bill through insurance, we have to diagnose you with a mental health issue. Everybody don't have a mental health issue. So now we have to play that game. And then for Black and brown people, you have an issue because that stays with you. Like, I've literally seen, you know, where your medical file comes up for life insurance, other things of that nature, and you get denied because you have mental health issues or mental health diagnoses in your file. So that was really the struggle for me of, you know, making sure I stay true to myself and operate and serve the community and serve people in a way that is honorable and really true to me without doing it in a way that, you know, just serves a bunch of colonizers who, in my opinion, don't really connect the dots in all the aspects. So that was my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, challenges, right? So Trip, he brought up the whole unicorn thing, and so you know, it was always interesting for me that my challenge was that there was always a need for me, being pulled in a lot of different directions because other people saw the value that I had before I recognized the value that they saw. And so I got pulled in a lot of different directions because I was a Black man who was really passionate about the community, but because I had the letters behind my name, people wanted me to do things because it was to the benefit of them in their cause or them in their vision or their dream. And it was like, oh, maybe I should define what it is that I want so that I'm not pulled in a lot of different directions by other people who see the value in what I am because they recognize gaps in services and all the different things that come when you've been in the field long enough.
Yeah. I'm about to give him his flowers too. That's fire that you say that because that's what, the Black Male Therapist is about. He literally put it together to bring us together, and he's
Right.
always throwing things at us.
Yeah.
So it's like we all really support each other. You know what I'm saying? He put this all together, but he don't try to stick out in the front or make it about him, at all. At all. Even with this, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do it. All right, what 3 want to go? Nigga, you need to come. I'm sorry. But I'm like, yo, you need to come. What you mean? Like,
I was waiting.
You gotta my bad. My bad, John.
Thought it was gonna be me.
That just being uncomfortable. But but in terms of one of my struggles, it was that a lot of people don't look like me in the field. So who do I go to? And then the ones who were here, they weren't like me. I'm from the hood still too a little bit, And so me not even wanting to that vulnerability piece, me not even, hey, can you teach me how to do this? Or can I come up under your wing? Yeah. I didn't even feel comfortable to ask the 1 or 2 people who did look like me who were in the profession. So I had to build a lot of this stuff on my own. I think the other challenge was, and I even when I first started, I was arrogant. So once I got the letters and stuff too, you really couldn't tell me anything. Full custody of my daughter, 28 years old, own crib, and I'm a therapist. And so I didn't have the character. If I'm honest, I didn't have the character to match my mantle, like where I could go. And so it was not to a lot of like losses and humbling that it had to be like, okay. And then I really found myself. And then once I found myself, that's when I really started to elevate and more doors started to open up for me. The more like I took, because like now I don't even leave me in the back of the room. And it's like, nope, now I'm gonna put you here. Now I'm gonna open all of these things. Now you're gonna be connected more to the people who, you can actually help now. So
okay. So what unique mental health challenges do you see in the Black community? In our community, period?
Ooh. So y'all want me to go first? I got like 3 or 4. Go ahead.
So I think I don't know that I have unique challenges, right? I think
Wait, hold on.
sometimes
Is it him or the ones he see?
No, just the ones you guys see, like because I know
with the people.
Oh, okay, so
the client, my client.
Yeah.
What unique challenges that I see in my client?
Do you have mental health challenges?
Absolutely. Man, I am punk. I'm human. You know what I'm saying? I have a therapist. You know what I'm saying?
Like, start with yours, and then you can move on to what you.
Oh, my unique challenge as a human is that I'm a man who is Black, who listens to people's troubles all day, while also trying to manage my family that I created, along with my family of origin, and all the conflict that comes from being the oldest grandson who is, shouts out to my family, the most successful person in my grandma's lineage. Right. If I had to be honest and actually say who I am, that's the way I see me. And my family saw me that way even as a youngster. Just the way that I move was a little bit different. And shouts out to my mom. My mom's a minister, you know what I'm saying? So she had me in the church at a young age. Even though I was in the church, I was very much running around and doing what I was doing. But I had enough sense and enough covering that I was able to weave through a lot of different spaces.
You had a lot of pressure. You was a preacher's kid.
My mother was a pastor at one point too. So we had a church.
So you was the only successful one in your family, and so
Well,
they.
In my version of success, let me say that. In my version, I'm not saying I'm the only successful. In my version of success, I am the most successful, and I'm the most, put together. I'm a brag on myself in that way. I feel like where I come from, out of my great grandma's children, right? Like her lineage. I have several cousins that are doing phenomenal, right? And I like the pattern. A lot of us, and anybody in BMT will tell you, I don't believe in competition. So when I see my cousins doing well, it's like, okay, cool. I got cousins, but we don't, and it's crazy. The ones that are successful don't even talk, right? And so, like, again, talking about my unique mental health challenges, I mean, for me, it's like, man, who do I talk to in my family about all of the things that I'm dealing with? Because I mean, how they can understand it to a degree, because not for nothing, like to Adrian's point, owning your own crib, having custody of your child. Now I'm married, got we 6 deep, you know what I'm saying, in my family. So it's like, it's one of those things where I grew up not seeing men involved in their children's lives and what that's done. And then a lot of my cousins, they not in a stable situation with their significant other and their children. And it's a lot of like unpacking that I have to do as a therapist so that I can continue to be I hate it, I'm gonna say it, of value to my community, right? Because if I was not able to kind of put myself in a position to be able to support other people and listen to other people and not have my toxicity or countertransference, as we call it in the clinical world, pouring out into other people's spaces, then I would be doing a disservice and causing harm, right? But that's me. But what I see, right now I'm working with a bunch of adults, right? Like, my specialty is adulting 101. Like, where you at? Why are you stuck? Where do you want to be? What's keeping you from being there? I like to tell people now, I was ashamed at first because I'm like, man, I got this degree. I'm supposed to be this amazing guy. I am the therapist that you come to when you like, I don't know if therapy is an option for me, right? Like, we're going to have some great intro sessions. We're going to do some good work. But when you start going deep and trauma and all that kind of stuff, I don't even know that I want to have the skill set to unpack all of that because I do so much so broadly. But if you're talking about, man, I think I want to try therapy, I don't know where to start here, right? Like, come to me. Let's at least open the doorway to normalize therapy as an idea, and then as a concept, and then as an actual tangible step. And then I have BMT where I can go, hey, you got what? Sex stuff? Hold on. Trip. You got blended family? I got a guy for you. My man Adrian. Listen. And so for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, the unique challenges I see is adults being just stuck and not sure where to go.
But that's the stigma with us as a whole.
Absolutely.
We wasn't taught to seek therapy. We was taught to figure it out and go on and live.
Absolutely. Don't take nothing outside my house.
Yep. Was stay. Yep.
Have him stay here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why so many adults are currently still fighting through childhood trauma,
exactly,
and it's spewing over into the next generation.
Yep.
Because the idea of we got to have some level of secrecy about the thing that happened that everybody knows,
Right.
and it's caused harm to so many people, and it's breaking families up. Families don't even do family reunions. Okay, I ain't gonna get on my soapbox, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think the stigma of mental health, it definitely negatively impacts the Black community and Black men specifically.
Yeah, because they are taught to not discuss their feelings.
If we're gonna get, even deeper than that, it's not even just not discuss your feelings. It's societally, we fall into, and I'm gonna get deep for a second.
Mm-hmm.
We fall into this colonized version of patriarchy, and how we need to show up as men. And this version of patriarchy and this version of masculinity is so fragile.
Yeah,
we constantly gotta prove what it means to be a man.
Yeah.
And so when you constantly have to prove what it means to be a man, you're constantly at odds because you're constantly tested. And at any moment, just like, that's why I don't like these little kids be like, pause. Everything is a pause. Because at any moment, oh man, that may be gay or whatever. It goes into that, and I see that in the community because when you look at it, our boys have been their emotional depth has been drained to where they're about as deep as a puddle of spit emotionally. And so what I see is having to help them, give them space so that way they can get that depth back. And they can start going in those levels and start really understanding what it is that I feel. Because a lot of times as men, they don't understand, they feel, man, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Like, okay, sit with it.
Yeah.
And so giving men and giving our community space, because I see it, women too, non-binary people too, it's just in our community, we don't really have that opportunity to sit with emotions because we're constantly surviving. We're in survival and getting to a place of comfort to just be able to, okay, let me just sit and start processing trauma. A lot of people don't have that luxury, and so once you get to therapy, you're starting to get to that point where it's either, A, you have that luxury, or 2, you can't keep doing what you're doing, or it's about to fall apart. And now it's so I have to. So you start to see that opportunity of being able to provide that space. And so that's my thing, is providing a safe space for us to be able to start doing that work. Like Maurice was talking about, just start to unpack that trauma, and the layers. And then when you start talking about for relationships and sex and intimacy and sexuality, it's so interconnected.
Yeah.
So deep. And it's like, I was having a conversation with a client and, they end up being like, dang, I didn't even realize that was related to these unhealed child wounds. I'm trying to figure out, like, I thought it was just something that was going on between me and my significant other, but it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
And that's how connected this stuff is.
I just want to take one quick second, man, and say shouts out to Jerome. I call him Trip. But I love how you put it together. You said the luxury of processing trauma, right? People don't have the luxury of processing trauma. And the reason I love that language so much is because that's what it is.
Yep.
It is like upper echelon ability to sit with, process, gain some understanding, insight, and then move forward with a different set of understanding. Yep. That's good. The luxury of
Nah, that's so good. See, man, that's why we all up here at the same time, right? Because that is what I struggle with. I don't have the luxury to slow down. As he said, we got a blended family. My wife and I got 8 kids together, from 17 to 1. My wife is a stay-at-home wife. Yes,
hey,
my wife stay-at-home wife.
Insert the Kevin Hart.
Right. So always on the go.
Yeah.
Multiple businesses. Got a full-time job. Got my practice. Hiring a therapist. But my wife, she's great. Takes care of the home. I assist when I can. Does the back end stuff, right? Like we literally just created our couples journal. Fire. Go to excellencelevation.com. Fire. But she literally fills in everything. All of her gifts are my weaknesses, right? But it's a lot, but I can't stop. Because if I stop too long to process everything, then what happens, right? But I also know if I don't stop, you cannot keep carrying this weight and adding more weight to it, and then everything will crumble. Right. So that's why I slow down. Okay, babe, this is the plan. We're going to focus on this. We're going to start hiring. We're going to start outsourcing because I need my time back. I need to be the best version of me for the long haul. Not for until because I can literally look at it like, okay, I keep killing myself. Then once the kids is good to go off, I die. And that's what we are taught to do. All you do is take care of everything else. You keep going no matter what. That's what I struggle with. A lot of clients that I see, I think it's twofold, man. I think because I work with a lot of couples, typically it's the wives reaching out to me about the husbands too, and the husband that did something crazy, so now he kind of got to come, right? But what I see a lot of with the men is that here they are trying to be husbands and fathers, and they don't know what it's like to be a son. to be protected by a man,
Mm.
to be able to go and do things and don't even got a fear of falling, that freedom. Instead, we got to turn up at an early age to take
Right.
care of this, to start worrying about this, to make sure mama good, to start even, oh, let me not ask for this because I don't want to put too much on her. We doing that at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, right? Losing our childhood. And we don't even understand how that affects us now, how we act out now, how now we 18 and above. Okay, now nobody can't tell me nothing. But that's really my child version of wanting to have that freedom that I never had because no man wasn't there to protect me, to cover me, to let me know, hey, even if you fall, you're good.
Right.
So I think that's one of the biggest things that I see.
And it's like y'all have the males have to fill in that protective role once it's no longer another male there to do it. So it's kind of something that is automatically to y'all because you know how some women have kids and they automatically go into that mother role. Or it automatically comes to you. Like with men, like I see it in my son. Like he automatically took on the protector role. You know what I'm saying? So it's like something that's in y'all nature. So it's like you automatically do it. So it's like you grow up thinking you can't show weakness or can't show feelings or can't go into a dark space and let it go because you have to always stay strong for your family. Like that's, I mean that.
But even to piggyback off of that, right?
Because I got something to say too.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
But the piece that we miss, the piece that I'm noticing we miss is the validation piece, right? So that's why it's so easy to get the letters and keep going because we're looking for that next validation piece that we never got from our father saying, hey, you are just enough, just the way you are, no matter what you do at all. So it's like, okay, I'm only valuable now if I can bring something. At least then I'll get a thank you for at least the moment. It may not last. It's fleeting, but a father's love lasts. Yeah. And we don't have that, man. And that hole is it's difficult to fill. It's difficult to fill. But go ahead, bro. My bad.
Nah, because you gave me another point. I'm gonna let that point sizzle. Okay. But what I was gonna say, I often give the picture, right, the visual aid, if you will, of a 2-year-old little boy and a 2-year-old little girl playing on the playground, and the 2-year-old little girl falls. Right, what does the community typically say?
Oh, it's okay.
You okay?
Come here.
2-year-old little boy falls on the playground.
Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Get up and
Right.
shake it off.
Stop
Yeah.
crying.
You'll be all right. Don't worry about it. And so he grows. So shorties typically grow up talking about what they experience, their feelings. They learn through play, even in daycare and early childhood development centers at school. They go, they play house and housekeeping and all these things. And little boys that grow up, oh, I'm gonna be a Power Ranger, police officer, cops and robbers. Like that ain't no processing, no emotions. They're not saying, all right, we playing cops and robbers. All right, now you got caught. All right, now we're gonna play courtroom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be the public defender, you're gonna be the prosecutor, you're gonna be the judge, who gonna be the judge? Like now we start, getting. But I mean, literally, so little dudes grow up, and so you said that there's an innate nature piece of it, and it absolutely is, right? I think it's coded in our DNA. However, I think society plays a huge role in how young boys even recognize what it means to be a protector, right? Again, imagine a young boy who's 8 years old and his mama's terrified of spiders or cockroaches or water bugs or whatever. And she's like, go get it. And at some point he learns, like, if mommy is terrified, my job is to now I have to step into that role, because if I don't, she go, oh, he was scared of screaming, calling all the homegirls, and he wouldn't even get the bug and had me. And at some point he go, all right, well, shit, ain't gonna happen no more. I'm gonna make sure every bug I see now, it's a wrap. It's on site. He the ops on site. I put my shiesty on when it's time to get the bug. Right. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. But I mean, I think it's so interesting how absolutely I think we are coded certain ways in our DNA. However, I am a strong believer that how that presents is nurtured through our social connections.
And that's exactly what I was going to say, because you can't, it's only so much, yes, it's coded in your DNA. Society plays a big part in it. And even our women play a big part into it, because a lot of times people don't understand this. The ones who are huge about upholding patriarchy usually is women.
Thanks.
Women will be the first one to tell you you're being soft.
Mhm.
You being soft. Toughen up. Like I ain't raising no little punk. Real easy. Where, you know, dad's sitting here like, dang, like she had to talk to him like that. Dang. You know, so a lot of times you see that society is showing you what you can do, what you cannot do, how you can show up as a little boy, how you can show up as a little girl. And they're kind of showing you. And it's so funny because if you see it, they've done studies on this. Babies, little boy babies cry more than little girl babies. But we make it seem like men aren't emotional. That's bogus.
Yeah.
We tell that narrative, you know, men are from Mars, they just stoic and they don't have emotions and you know what, and then women, you know, they're so emotional. No, all human beings are emotional.
Yes.
Every one of us. As men, we have more emotions than hungry, tired, angry, you know, like we have more emotional depth. We just have to start tapping into it because society is not giving us that space. And a lot of times that also means our home has not given us the safe space to do that.
Mhm.
And that's a tough conversation to have with sometimes your parents and things of that nature, that they didn't provide the space for you to start to have the depth of emotion you need. Because then now, if you do have too much emotion, you're being sassy.
Mhm.
Dog, this social media is social media is
Wild.
wild, bro.
Wild.
It's like I can't. If a man is over here eating cotton candy, he ain't no man.
You
It's
know,
like,
he's sassy.
you can't enjoy cotton candy.
You can't even enjoy
A
cotton
delicious
candy.
treat. I don't eat cotton candy, but the fact that you can't, as a man, go, I think I want some cotton candy.
Nah, because I'm gonna say pause. I gotta say pause. Now.
That's crazy. Crazy work, bro.
But see, he had to make it known he don't eat cotton candy.
Right,
I also
Okay.
eat I don't eat candy like that. Now,
Yeah,
chocolate.
I'm a chocolate
Give me
person, too.
cotton candy that's chocolate dipped or something. Yeah, I'm. Never mind. I was about to say something. He was gonna say pause.
So you guys, how do you create a safe space for people to open up with you guys? And how do you approach it? You know, because I'm sure the ones that do come in, or you know, the ones that do contact you guys, be it, you know, you guys are a little intimidating. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all big, yo. Y'all swole,
You know what I'm
bro.
saying? So,
Word. No, you're not talking.
especially for, you know, for men in general, you know, to sit down with you guys. How do you guys approach it and make it comfortable in a safe space?
I mean, for me, being authentically me is the first step. Like, I let people know as soon as we meet, you know, this is not like I don't wear cardigans. I'm not in there, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I know there's like a lot of therapists be wearing cardigans. No dig at y'all therapists that like to wear cardigans. That ain't my jam.
I said, nah, that ain't me.
Nah. You know what I mean? So I'm wearing hoodies, I'm wearing graphic tees, and I'm just like, yo, this is me. And we're gonna have real conversations. And I start that off from the jump. So they understand that this is a space. And then, you know, I know we can't do it here. I let my clients know we use obscenities.
Thanks.
And then we're gonna talk like regular, you know, human beings. If you need it, do it. Now I don't do the N-word. That's the only one that's for me.
Yeah.
Outside of that, yo, if you feel it and it's appropriate and applicable, if you want me, I can, you know, provide some reframing if we need to. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you got to do that, especially with couples.
Not explicative training. I love it. I love it.
So, you know, a couple sometimes, well, she said, and then you like, whoa. I understand what I hear you saying is. You know what I mean? So doing that and then giving people that opportunity to really let it out.
Okay.
And then we work from there. And I'm gonna just meet you where you are.
So just an open slate.
Yeah. We're not coming in with expectations like, yo, just and that's the thing. Like a lot of times I leave it for my clients to start.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna tell you where you're gonna start. You tell me where we start. Where should we begin?
Yeah, because some stuff immediately make you shut down.
Right. You know.
Yeah, and to his point, I'll say over the past 2 years, I've adopted the mindset that I only want to help who I'm supposed to help. So I show up authentically me. I tell them, yo, I don't use these big words. Everything I say, you're going to understand it. We're going to talk. After I do my assessment, where do you want to start at? And I do a lot of self-disclosing as well, too, to let them know I'm not perfect either, especially when I work with my couples as they're, hey, man, this thing, we struggling to be able to listen and to not interrupt and to pause and to show empathy. Man, I've been a therapist for 13 years. I still struggle to show empathy to my wife. And when I do it, she laughed at me because I got to pause and say, that's a lot. How can I show up for you in this moment? And man, whatever, get away from me. And we'll kind of laugh it off because I'm still struggling to apply some of these things, as well, too. And so that makes them feel like, okay, he's not perfect coming in here telling me to do all of this stuff like he's better than me. He just said, man, like I started off, I'm a regular person who tries to implement these things to try to have the best family I can have, make sure they have what they need, and I try to be the best person I could be, just like the next man. So,
for me, I again, normalizing mental health, right? I think one of the biggest things that I've tried to do was before people even come in, they've probably seen me somewhere on social media. I'm not a content creator. I'm not a social media influencer. However, I know that I am influential in the community that I'm connected to. And so I show up, I got locks. I got a grill. I wear my grill in sessions. When I first started, it's funny, I was doing community-based work, and I showed up to a client's house with my grill, and the mom literally was like, "You not a therapist. You're there's no way you're a therapist," right? And so I did the assessment, and then a dude walked in the house. And so that get real sketchy.
Right,
I'm in the projects on the west side. You know what I'm saying? And so it was kind of tight real quick. But she reassured him who I was. I introduced myself, and but it was one of those moments where it was like, no, Maurice, you're gonna keep showing up how you show up. You're gonna keep being who you are, because at the end of the day, who you supposed to be connected to and who you supposed to help. And so on my social media posts, and even with BMT or my private practice, or other organizations I'm connected to, I just show up authentically of myself, and hopefully somebody sees that and go, you know what, maybe therapy is an option.
Yeah.
So you gotta do house calls first before you get your clients. I was gonna ask that too. How do you guys?
Oh no, that was in my previous life.
We up here now.
Yeah.
I sent my young boys. Now, not so. Different levels of service calls for different type of interaction. And so in my private practice, people typically come to me through the internet. Right? So they done seen something, or somebody sent them something, or they done seen me in the directory, or they done seen a post or something like that. And so they'll reach out. In another role that I have as a clinical director, people come through the internet, but we have people that go out into the community, go out into the homes, do in-home work, that kind of deal. And as a therapist, I don't do it now as much, but I have done house calls. There's a different price point if I come to you, you know what I'm saying, because it's more of an a la carte catered service, if you will.
Absolutely.
But I will absolutely go out and to someone's home and work with you right there, because again, I want to meet people where they are. And so I would avail myself to the space of someone saying, hey, I'm uncomfortable coming into an office space. I'd rather go into the community. I'd rather come into the community or come into my home. And for me, when I first started doing community-based work, I loved it because you can't fake your house. Like, you come in my office all day and go, well, no, actually everything's been fine. And but I come to your house and I sit at your kitchen table and I see your life. You can't fake your life, because you might be in therapy, but the rest of the family and the community and whoever in and out your house, they don't care nothing about who I am at your house, other than to go, who that man at the table?
Yep.
So yeah.
So do you make them all go? Because that's one of the things where you send a kid to daycare and you potty train at home, but they don't enforce it in, or they potty train at school and they don't enforce it at home. So in a space like that, where you giving the therapy to that one person, but they go home and everything else makes them relapse and they have to come back. So it's like a back and forth thing. Do you recommend they bring?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So so again, therapeutically, right there's some therapists that's like, I only work. So if there's a one identified client, let's say it's the husband, and they doing one-on-one work. Some people are like, well, I don't want to see the husband and wife as a couple, right?
Mhm.
And that comes from a place of, Trip was talking about earlier about, how certain colonizers, I don't use colonizers. I felt like I just said the N-word a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But the way theoretical approaches and all that are line up, and ethical boundaries and dilemmas, and code of ethics and self-harm and all this kind of, not self-harm, but causing harm, doing no harm and all that. But for me, I understand, culturally speaking, if I'm talking to the husband's saying, man, I got problems with my wife, and the wife is like, yeah, I'll come to a session. Yeah, we're gonna do couples work. And then wife, you're gonna go on, and I'm gonna continue to do work with the husband. What I wouldn't do is bring the wife in and then start doing individual with the wife only, and then let the husband go. Like, I don't do that. But I also, in my private practice, I have a team of 8 therapists. And so I'm very quick to go, hey, at any point in time, you come in, you find that you want therapy, we can get you plugged into another therapist. Like, that's not a problem at all. And if you don't want to work with somebody in my practice, I have access to about 30 other men and Black male therapists in Charlotte that I could refer you to. And if that don't work, I have another network where I literally have access to about 45 therapists at any point in time. So anybody to reach out to me, there's not going to be a long wait. You're going to be able to get connected to services within. My personal pledge is for within 72 hours to have an appointment.
Okay.
So,
all right. So the success of you guys' whole aspect, because it's amazing. It's amazing to me because I'm from New Jersey. In New Jersey, we do have but it's not a success thing, and the push that all 3 of you, or all of you, made to keep going and to get those letters behind your name. I really commend you guys for that. It's amazing. It's baffling to me. It's baffling to me. It kind of lets you know that we are not all just, they're not, us as African Americans and especially males are not all just out here doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
There are successful, I don't want to say street, but
I'm hey, I'm from around the way, baby.
You know what I'm saying? For you guys to come
something.
from the background that you came from and to actually see it, and then it's for me, it's down to earth. Like,
Yeah.
I really see, like, you guys make it possible for men to come in. It's not one of the things where I'm not going in there to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? It's like going in and talking to your friends. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the approach you give them when they do come in.
Yeah.
And it's a welcoming thing for us to, you know what I'm saying? Like, for somebody like us, I can actually go and refer a lot of, people who do need therapy.
Right.
Need therapy. You know what I'm saying? That, I can send them, because I know that when they go there, they're not going to get like one of them experiences like this, sat here and just talk down to me, and they'll get the understanding and they'll be comfortable.
Yeah.
I really like, I'm so impressed. I don't mean to say it. But because from where I'm from, you don't see that. You don't see that at all. You know what I'm saying? There are successful African American men where I'm from, but they're not at this point and at that tier. You know what I'm saying? And they still be down to earth and still want to help the community. Yeah. It's a welcoming thing for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so successful. Because you're not just doing it for the money or doing it for the accolades. You're doing it to help the community, and I really, really applaud that with you guys.
Oh, don't tear up. It's okay.
that was my. I wanted to say it before. I had to wrap everything up. You know what I'm saying? Because I was listening.
Yeah.
So, what gives you hope about the future of mental health in the Black community? I keep saying Black community, but in our community, the Black community, basically.
Oh, that's a great question. I think, for me, seeing that more of our community is starting to go and reach out for mental health services.
Yeah.
And, working through our traumas, working through our issues, unpacking things and healing. We're doing a lot of healing. And, I get a lot of hope from that. Mm-hmm. Because, for so long, we've been holding and hiding so much And, you know, just like what was said earlier, you know, all these bags and things we've been carrying, and we're starting to let some of that go. We're starting to unpack some of that stuff and put some of that stuff up, and it's encouraging. We're learning from our mistakes, and you know, and we're doing those things to really just be better human beings, and to show up better tomorrow than we were yesterday. So, you know, I get so much hope for the fact that we're doing that work, and we're willing to start kind of exploring it, you know, in a safe way, especially our men. You know, I know a lot of social media will tell you that there's not a lot of black men in therapy, and all of us need, you know, there's a lot more men doing the work.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and I'm thankful, and I commend all those men who decide to take that leap of faith, because it's a journey. It's not a destination. You know, it's one of those situations where you're gonna have to put on your galoshes, your boots, or your Timbs, whatever, and lug through the mud. You know, so I get hopeful when I think about that.
Yeah.
And to piggyback off what he's saying, like, my men out here trying, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they trying. I got young men who reaching out for help.
Right.
We start off doing couples. They'll call me, rant, yo, I can't take it. Da-da-da-da. And then I'm talking to their wife. He called me though. Like, do you know how big that is?
Yes.
And so they calling me and they implementing things and they actually like growing. Like a lot of times that's the highlight of my day outside of coming home, because we got 7 girls, 1 boy. So when I walk in the house, everybody come running to me. So that's the best part of my day. But outside of that, when my men be getting it, or they putting in the work, or they call me just to let everything out and say, but you know what, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing anyway. Man, it be sometimes I be about to tear up, but they don't even know it, yo.
They just need that reassurance.
They just need the reassurance, the validation to know, yo, this is some bull, but I'm getting it. It's starting to click. And don't let it click for somebody. What?
Right.
Once it click, shoot, I might take the whole family out to eat. We all going out to eat today. That's a win for all of us. So they are doing the work younger and younger too, right? I think about my philosophy around dating. I ain't get right till I'm 28, 30 till I stop. But these dudes, I'm talking about, they got good character. Listen, my men got good character out here. They not trying to rush into no relationships because they want to be the best version of themselves. Like, they literally yearn to be good, like by themselves, and figure this stuff out. And that just, that thing had me on 10, because I won't like that at all. I ain't having me either.
Right.
I ain't having me. I ain't having you. Somebody that can keep it real with me. Also kind of holding me accountable while pushing me towards certain things, but explaining it to me in a way that I can receive it, because you understand what I'm going through. I ain't had that. So they the new cheat codes, man.
For me, what brings me hope around mental health is seeing more Black men not only participating in therapy, but becoming therapists. When I first had the idea of Black Male Therapists of Charlotte, it was 2012, and I knew maybe 3 other Black men that were therapists. It's a ton of Black men in mental health spaces, specifically in QP, paraprofessional. They doing the BMT work, but they in schools as like behavior techs, and they doing community-based work, that kind of thing. So it's a ton of men that are in this mental health space that help in going into community. But to go to the level of therapists is a little bit different, a little bit more commitment, and everybody ain't built to do that, right? And so I love that in 2025, 3 years now as BMT CLT is a nonprofit, and for 3 years we've grown from a handful of guys to now, like I said, 30, and the goal is to be at 50 by the end of the year. And that's men all over the state of North Carolina. So if you're in North Carolina, look up BMT CLT, Black Male Therapists of Charlotte, because we want you to be connected. Black Male Therapists of Charlotte has 2 specific causes. right? The first cause and the most important cause to my heart is having a space for Black men who are therapists to have a community. Because again, to be a Black male who's a therapist and you already taught that you can't talk to nobody about nothing,
Yeah.
you don't have a community. Even your homies don't understand. Because they
Right.
my homies be like, bro, I don't know why you a therapist. Because bro, like I when we be talking and you tell me about what the client's going through, or I ask you about a hard day you had or something like that, I'm like, ain't no way I want to do that and then come home and deal with what I got to deal with. Like, so how you doing it? I don't know, but shouts out to you, right? And the truth of the matter is, I don't know. Again, I'm called to do this. Everybody ain't called to do it, right? But then the second push of BMT, which is absolutely important to my heart, is to either create or support programs that are happening. We don't want to recreate the wheel. If it's programs that are happening in the community, we want to be able to provide a vendor. We want to be able to provide resources, material. We want to speak on the stage. We want to be on the panel. We want to be in a breakout session, because the truth of the matter is, when you're doing community programming, the community needs to hear from people who are from or a part of that community. And if you're a part of your target audience is men or young guys, why wouldn't you have a Black male therapist a part of that? So yeah, I'm hopeful, because more and more guys who are minority males, not just Black men, indigenous,
Yes.
brown,
Yes.
right, are realizing that not only is therapy an option to get support and heal, it is also a place where they can become professionals and support the community as they continue to grow and heal. Broken crayons still color.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people go, well, I can't help nobody because I'm broken. Well, I'm a person that believes that people are broken. I've heard a lot of language lately. You're not broken. You're not broken. Okay. Well, I don't believe that yet. I believe that people are broken. The same way I say people are crazy. So, and they say you can't say that as a therapist. And I'm like, well, I'm a human first, and I think this world is crazy. And if you think you're not crazy, you're probably the one that's crazier than the rest of us, because this world is crazy. So anyway, that's what gives me hope. Seeing more men stepping into the space of professional mental health therapists, counselors, and giving to the community.
Yeah.
Can I add one more thing too? It just hit me. As a sex therapist, another thing I really am hopeful about, I'm seeing more people, Black, brown community, indigenous people, starting to understand and step into pleasure. Like, we're doing a lot of work around that.
Yeah.
And because a lot of our generations before did not have that, again, luxury. And so we're starting to unpack a lot of that, and we're starting to learn to just be in a place of pleasure. And that doesn't necessarily just mean sexual pleasure. It's just pleasure in life.
Yeah.
Learning to enjoy where we are. Not even happiness, because happiness is externally derived. It's joy, because joy is internally derived. So we're getting to a place where we're learning to be joyful about our lives.
Yeah.
And not be comparing and things of that nature, and just learning to be present.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that healing provides. It provides that opportunity to just start be present. And I'm hopeful for that, and I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for the brothers of Black Male Therapists of Charlotte, doing some amazing work out here.
Okay, I have the big question. How can the listeners support the work you are doing, and where can they find you at to reach out for either help or to support?
Well,
why are you laughing at me?
Hey, I'm ready for this question.
Yeah, because I was about to say, we all can be found on bmtclt.org. All right, so there's a whole directory of therapists, and basically whatever you need, we got a therapist for you. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we cover the spectrum in that regard.
We don't yet have a med prescribing clinician. So if you are looking for medication, we don't yet have a medication prescribing clinician as a part of BMT, but hopefully. But keep going.
Yeah, I thought we did though. Okay,
that's my bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of us can be found there. Individually, for me, you can find me on Instagram Talk Orgasms with Trip, just the way it's spelled, 1P.
Okay. My bad. My mind went to the gutter and he said 1P. I'm like, oh, not 2 P's and Trip. 1P and
1P and Trip. 1P and Trip.
Yeah.
My website, because my company for my practice is Healing is a Journey, PLLC. And so my website for my company is notadestination.com. So just understand, it's easy to remember, your healing is not a destination. It's just a journey. So the website is notadestination.com. You can find me there. You can also find me on different directories, whether it's Psychology Today, inclusivetherapist.com. You can find a lot of therapists on Mental Health Match. There's a bunch of different, therapy directories. So for your listeners who are looking for therapists and you're not sure where to start at bmtclt.org first.
Yeah.
First. And then, you can kind of, navigate from there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, he done said, we'll say you for last, Big Tom. Nah, but yeah, like you was saying, the website with all of us up there, I don't even know if my information updated. Like I said, email. I gotta check.
I got it on there.
That ain't the one that's supposed to be up there anyway.
Okay.
So, but I done sent you some.
Yeah.
But definitely tap into the to our directory. Like he said, it's so many people. You'll find what you need. If you do call somebody, we all have our own little group me and everything. Hey, anybody can take this person right here who specializes in this, who take you some insurance. So we'll have you somebody that day that we can at least give you the information. Now it's up to you to actually reach out and keep it. Please don't waste our time. Please don't waste our time. I'm just being real. Don't waste my time. Now, meaning keep your appointment. If you can't, cancel within a reasonable hour. Even for that first consultation, like respect our time. And then me individually, you can reach me at ajwtherapy.com or on Instagram, ajwtherapy. I also do coaching with my wife that is fire because you get both of us shots fire. But that's acceleratedelevation.com, and we're on Instagram as Accelerated Elevation. So, but definitely start with Charlotte BMT, man.
Yeah, BMT. So I before I talk about where you can find us, right? You said something that for me is always been a place of like, I don't know what to do with that until January of 2025. You said, Maurice, how can the listener support? I'm looking for a bag. I'm gonna be honest with you. See, we are 501c3. That means we're a nonprofit, and I got a couple of things that I want to be able to do with what we're doing. So people who are listening, you listen up to this point, you go, man, that's dope that they got this kind of thing happening where they got a directory. Cool. Outside of the directory, if you have insurance and you ever try to get therapy, you go, oh, it's gonna cost me $65 a session. That's outside of my budget. I need somebody with a bag that's gonna go, hey, I want to dedicate X amount of dollars to be able to pay for co-pays for people who are seeing clients that are part of BMT that can't access it because the financial piece of it is stopping them from being able to access it. So that's the first thing I want a bag for. I want a bag because there are young men who want to be therapists. They can't afford to go to grad school. So I want a bag for that. I want a bag for men who have graduated from grad school and now have to get supervision in order to practice the practice. So I need a bag to support them as they try to become therapists fully. I want a standalone building. So if you're in the city of Charlotte, you're around the city of Charlotte, you're in Mecklenburg County, I want a standalone building that's going to allow us to have or house multiple therapists that may want to rent a space but don't know, a cost-effective space or a space that's going to be feasible. And also in that same space, I want an event space. So that way, if somebody wants to do group or somebody wants to have an event, they can hold up to 50, 75 people. I want a space that's going to be able to accommodate that, which means it has to look right. A lot of times we do things in the Black community just because this is good enough. I don't want to be good enough. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody got a $3 million building, I want access to it. So when you say, how can the listener support? Those are, I want a bag. I want several bags so that I can continue to be a good steward. And I'm gonna tell you something. People laugh at me, but I'm so good with money, right? Because I grew up poor. I grew up in the projects. I grew up stretching dollars. Like, it is what it is, right? And so I've never been money hungry. and anybody on BMT got access to all the financial records. I typically don't even use the money out of our accounts. I use it out of my personal account and then come and go, hey, what's the reimbursement for? Da 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 da. Why? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the money gonna keep coming.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, I want to be able to support people financially who need the support, and not for nothing, it ain't me. I don't need the support, right? Because thankfully, I've been blessed to not need a whole lot. But that's how listeners can support. And how you can find us, bmtclt.org, BMTCLT on Instagram, TikTok, and Black Male Therapists of Charlotte on Facebook. Looking for Maurice Harvey, my company, my private practice called Choose Better for You. Choose Better, the number 4, the letter U. I would go into a whole breakdown of what that means, but trust me, if you go on the website, choosebetterforyou.com, you will see what that breakdown means and why my company is called what it's called. Yeah. Choose Better for You. You can also, like, if you go to the website, choosebetterforyou.com, or you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Choose Better for You. Choose Better, number 4, letter U.
Okay, before we wrap everything up, I seen y'all commercial. I love
Which
the
one?
commercial.
The one we human?
Yes.
Yes.
Nah, that joint is fire.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, because it's one of the other reasons. Like, it lets people know that we do human things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was. I really enjoyed the commercial. I did. It was amazing. Like, it let people know a little bit about y'all outside life.
Yeah. I mean, that's important. I mean, especially like for my line of work. And you're talking, I'm like, I've been meeting people and talking to them about their intimate, things. And I'm letting them know, like, look, we're all human. And just in case I see you in Walmart or wherever, like, just know how this works.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to out you as a therapist. Yet, if you cool with it and you want to dap me, like, I'm going to dap you up.
Mhm.
Like, you want to dap up, hug, you want to just head nod, keep moving, whatever. Like, we human.
If you see him at Adam and Eve, you're going to give him the head nod, like, nah, not that one, this one.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, that ain't what you want.
That ain't the one.
That ain't
Come
the one.
on, dog.
You might need a little advice in there.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I gotta be able to go ahead and tell him. If I see him at a play party, I'm like, hey, head nod, you do your thing. I see you though. I see you. I'm going this way though.
I'm going this way. Yeah.
Do your thing though.
He might need to tap your shoulder later. Like,
Listen, and and that's the thing for me. Is like, I build community through therapy. That's important for me. Like, I don't like how, I'm gonna say it anyway. I don't like how colonized therapists, they be like, yo, we gotta be over here. I don't want you to know about my life, and I'm scared. Like, get that. Forget that.
Good catch.
Forget that. Like we're human.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the resistance really lies in the therapist.
Yeah.
And so,
but like how you said, like, I see clients all the time, man. And I was a huge party guy.
Mhm.
Like, I'm in the club, I'm standing on the couches, I'm buying bottles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was that guy when I was young. And so as I got older, that never really left me until a few years ago. And so I would see clients out and about in the club. I'm drinking, they drinking, I'm a drinker. I don't, whatever. And they're like, oh, am I supposed to? I mean, you in the spot, I'm in the spot. I'm not gonna sit down. Now, what we're not gonna do is you're gonna sit on this couch with me.
Right.
It's not that couch. It's not that couch. You know what I'm saying? But we out here living life, and it's Charlotte. Charlotte ain't really. It's big, but it's small.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's about 5 popping spots that you're gonna go to if you want the kind of turn up that I was having. And then it's about another handful of spots that you're gonna go to if you want to lounge and hookah and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And so you bump into people that you know from where you at.
And depending on the Walmart you go to, you're gonna see everybody.
Oh, that's a fact.
Walmart.
And clients will come, it's funny. So my first name is Andre, and I'm with my wife a lot of times. And so they were like, oh, Mr. Andre. And she was like, okay, they must know you from a certain span in my life, because there was only about 3 years in my life I went by my first name. And so she's like, okay, let me keep walking because that's a client. But it's so funny because, like, I run into people all the time. There's festivals and activities that happen all around the city. And I'm a family man. So I go out into the community with my family, and people see me and they go, oh, you got kids. And oh yeah, I didn't know you had kids. Oh yeah, well, you ain't looked at the pictures on the wall. Like, welcome to my office.
And I'm gonna start calling you Andre now.
Hey, I told somebody, if I ever get my doctorate, I'm gonna go by Dr. Dre.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine. I like that.
That's fire.
I like that.
But yeah,
You gonna smile every time somebody say it.
that's right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-mm.
What? I need to answer a question.
You awfully quiet over here in this corner. and
I
I'm a
thought
little
I
shocked
feel like
about
I've been
it.
talking a lot.
Yeah.
I gave the
Yeah,
information.
Yeah, the accelerated.
Accelerated elevation,
Yeah.
fire.
Fire. You
Me and the wife
got
be
gotta get
fire.
the journal.
Gotta
Fire.
get the journal. So this journal, y'all, it's so fire. So
Talk
me
your-
and my wife, the way, and I'm glad she did it with me because it's important to have both perspectives. But what we did was,
It's getting late.
once we created it, before we put it out there, we wanted to use it.
They
Right.
have- he has a commercial too, y'all. His commercial is nice.
Fire.
Fire.
His
Go to
commercial is nice.
acceleratedelevation.com. I mean, on IG, Accelerated Elevation is pinned there. But we wanted to use it first to make sure like this is really gonna help people. Can it even help us? And it did. So we broke it down. We have our anchor points because it's called the Anchor Journal. One of my favorite anchor points when it comes to couples is removing the scapegoat. Right? Meaning you can't blame or use the other person as an excuse to not do what you're supposed to do.
Well, that sounds like covenantal.
What?
Man, I ain't gonna hold you.
And then with the
Saying-
journal, it's fire, bro. So then with the actual journal, we have 52 different prompts. So it has a question that you would ask. So one of the questions that we talked about in the commercial is, hey, what's something you wish I asked more? It's like
I see that on the commercial. Yeah, I was like, yo, that's
We
good.
kinda talk about it. And then we also have like different workshops, different things you can do. We have the digital version so where you can order that and literally type right into it on the iPad. And then I can kind of follow up. But it's really about pushing pause on the world and creating time for y'all to just be, to where it's not about bills or kids or what you giving me or what you not giving me. Hey, what is that you need in this way?
I'm
What is
quoting
that
my
you
shorty
need?
again.
You court it all over again, man. And it allows you. I never knew how important friendship was in a relationship and in a marriage, right? I'm like, yo, I'm a man of purpose. You love working with women healing. I love working with men. You love God. I love God. This is what we're gonna do together. Cool. That's all we need was purpose. Now, like she's my friend. I'm like, oh my God, that is a game changer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the game changer, and that's what this is designed to do. Not saying, hey, it's gonna make it your best friend, but you literally are prioritizing the person. And when you think about everything that we gotta carry individually and together, like y'all touched on it early on, like people don't even have the luxury to stop for therapy.
Right.
So imagine not even having the luxury to talk to the person who you're supposed to be with for the rest of your life without it being from a judgmental place or a place of criticism
Or just being transactional.
or just being transactional.
Transactionals. huge.
We just moving past each other.
Right.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. Are you guys, each of y'all, safe space? Like he does the couple, you do the sex therapy. You have yours. Like, do y'all like would one of y'all sit on each other's couch and be like, let me talk to you about this? And
No, I just call them.
I was about to say I ain't never said on the. I ain't
yeah,
never
that's
said
what
on
I'm
the-
saying.
Yeah,
Like, do you guys confide in
Dang.
each other for stuff like that?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's so different, but it's so together.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it makes the whole. So do you
Right.
guys, be like, oh my God, let me tell you what happened. Is you know what I'm saying? Or does he reach out
Yes.
to you for the
I just
type
hit
of
him up like
services
a
that
month or
you
so
have?
ago about some stuff with the 9 to 5 and with this. And when I did it, he's like, yo, bro, I already know. And then we chopped it up. And that's all we pretty much be needing. But absolutely.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
definitely
So that's what keeps y'all going.
Yeah, we had. And so again, the first drive of BMT was to create that network and that opportunity for men that are in the field of therapy to be able to connect with one another, because you can skip past all the red tape. Like I already know what you do, and so now I don't even got to come to you and go, hey, listen, I know I'm a therapist, but I like nah. You can just come in the door with, hey, bro, this is
Yeah.
crazy.
Like a regular conversation.
Yeah,
Like, all right,
That-
all
yes.
right, I know what you was doing 6 months ago, and now you coming back with what? All right, boom, just like in a therapist mindset. Like, all right, you've been a client, you've been having these issues, you might have dropped off for a little bit. Cool. Now you coming. Some of that it just come right back, and it's like, oh yeah, because you said that this, and this. Now I'm connecting dots. And it's like, oh, Maurice, yo, thank you for what I'm saying, bringing that to the forefront, because I thought I was tripping about X, Y, and Z, but really. Yeah, I'm gonna move this way.
Because we all got blind spots too,
Right.
right? But also we be knowing sometimes we just want somebody who understands us.
Who
Because
understands?
in our life, more often than not, we're the only one who sees everything. Nobody else sees everything to the degree, and we don't see everything, but to the degree that we see, knowing that, hey, it's just your perspective or your lens, but I can't tell you
Right.
that. But with us,
Right.
we understand it. So just to talk to somebody who understands it
Yeah.
is everything.
So what does it look like for y'all when y'all need a mental break? Like when you at the point where it's like, oh God, like your head is so full of what went on that whole week. So what's a mental break for you guys? Like, like I don't want to hear nothing.
What type of
about
show is
nothing.
this?
Yo, you open a can of worms. Trip just said, if you see me at a play party, just know I'm going to this room. You go to that room because I'm going to go get what I'm going to go get because I got to get it out.
I mean, real talk. You know, life been life, and so I haven't been able to get into the spaces. So I like right now what I'm working on. Me, a couple other therapists, a couple other people in a professional lifestyle. We're building a network, and we're building an alternative way of doing therapy where we're connecting BDSM and kink and applying it in a sacred healing space. And so we're creating a network, we're creating summits, we're doing a lot of things to kind of connect the dots because there's a somatic healing approach to BDSM. If it's done in a way that is, sacred and healing.
Yeah.
And so that's something that, I know for a fact, and there's certain things that you can do in that space that can be very therapeutic, help you get back into your body, help you get grounded again. It has to be done safely, it has to be done, consensually and things of that nature. That's one of the things that can be done. Now, I haven't done that individually because I've been doing a lot of business things and things of that nature. So, still for me, one of the things when I'm like my head is full and it's like a lot of clients and things of that nature, I have to get grounded. Like that's huge for me. So whether it's breath work, whether it's listening to sounding bowls, my singing bowls, trying to do more yoga, that's one of the things, just breathing. And then, just trying to like really connect with me because I'm getting poured in so much.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I need to sit with me before I then start talking to other people, to start pouring out.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, then it may be a little, the way it come off might not be, very helpful. It might be received the wrong way. So, so that's one of the things for me. So you got that. And then also, like I said, when it comes to play, that's another aspect that can be therapeutic that I think a lot of people have to tap into. Yeah. Honestly, that would be very, very therapeutic if you allowed it. And a lot of people are just, missing that opportunity. They need to play more.
That's the G version, y'all. That's the G version.
I'm gonna tell you, for me, I'm intentional about my time. So like, I only see clients Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I'm big on family and I'm big on relationships, okay. And so I spend a lot of time just being at home. Okay. The luxury that I have to make my own schedule, build my own, business and all that kind of stuff, really was so that I could have as much time with my kids and my wife as possible.
Okay.
And so my mental break a lot of times come from being with my family. I don't have to be a therapist. I don't have to be on per se in that role. Just being present with my kids is enough. Being present with my wife, it's just a dope experience because that was not what I saw growing up. And so for me to be able to be present, that's just a dope experience for me. And then relationship is important. So I joined a fraternity in college. Me and my frat brothers, we tight. It's a strong 2 handfuls of us that at any point we can connect, get up, light a grill, pour some drinks, laugh, talk. And it's not about being a therapist. It's not about anything other than being a man. We, of course, we talk about life. We talk about marriage. We talk about divorce. We talk about another kid. I got blended family. I got a kid in college and a 1-year-old. So you know what I'm saying. So it's just one of those things where it's like, my mental break comes from intentionality in relationships and how I make sure that I spend time with people who mean things to me, who are valuable to my life. and not in the sense of I get anything other than just being able to be present and not have to be on.
My kids is not my mental break at all. They be fighting for my attention and love, but I love it, right? But I'll say like one thing I do is when I finish working, I don't listen to music. I ride home in silence. Like that's my reset. That's my breathing. That's my time to take it kind of in and kind of prepare to shift gears to embrace, my family. The other things I do for me, I get up in the morning now. I try to do it all the time. I've been slacking lately, but 6 a.m. With these guys I go to church with, we do like a prayer call and we just kind of talk and check in. So that's been real helpful. And then like he was saying, well, my wife, man, our thing is Monopoly. The kids will have a melatonin night during the week. I'm gonna pick us up some good food. So, you know what I'm saying? She love Mexican. We're gonna get us some Mexican burritos, pour us a glass of wine, and get that Monopoly jumping. That, and when I come home and the house is like spotless and she done cook something because she like to cook and it be healthy. She made some
The fact you said cook tells me.
Yeah,
she
you
made
know,
some tacos, right? With the steak where she get the ribeye and then cut it up and have some different type of cheese and stuff on it, and brought it to me with the 3 different little ones on it with some stuff on the side. I said, oh my goodness.
The fact that it was stuff on the side.
Oh my goodness. And then the house be spotless when you walk in it.
So it smell good, look
What?
good. Now you
Smell good,
feel
look good, you
good.
feel good. Oh, why should I get home
Now you
tonight?
can play good.
I got you when I get home. All right, let me get home.
Now you can play good.
Let me get home.
Now you can
play
good. We ain't talking Monopoly. You can
All right,
pass
y'all.
those. Let them do that.
I want to thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for being open and honest. I really appreciate y'all, and I'm going to stay in contact. And I want you guys to keep up the good work and stay thank you. This is it. That's it right there. Just thank you, because this is definitely needed in our community, but not just in our community, but it's needed everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to have down to earth men that can actually do this and be patient with it and open with it. So I really commend you guys, and I am thankful for you guys. With that being said, I want to end the show, and I want you guys to stay connected. Thank you.
The Connected Radio.